Welcome to Sampaguita Creative, behind the scenes. I wanted to create this series as a space to talk about the art that I put out. As you know, art is best appreciated for the story that it tells. So I just want to take you on a journey of my creative process and talk about the significance behind, certain things. So grab a drink and let's get started. Also today I'm wearing my Bye Bye in Filipinos shirt, available in my website. And I have been living in this sweatshirt. It is currently winter here on the East Coast, and so especially today it's a snowy day, so of course I am in my cozy sweatshirt. I'm wearing a large and I'm normally small medium, so I really like when actually I'm a medium, not small. I really like when I'm wearing something cozy, I want it to be bigger, so I ordered a size up, and that's just my personal preference. It's also available in different colors, such as red and black, but yeah, I will link it below or somewhere. That's just a little plug, so let me get right into it. So today's topic is the story behind Sampaguita Creative as a concept and as a brand. So my biggest reason for creating Sampaguita Creative is to honor my mom and my roots from the Philippines. I lost my mom in November 2020, so half of 2021 I was basically just a whole mess, and so this was my escape out of my grief and just a way for me to find myself again. A little background on the name. I was ideating on what I would call this idea. Sampaguita, as you know, is the national flower of the Philippines. I didn't want to just say I want to use Sampaguita because it is the national flower of the Philippines. I actually was just reading through symbols for Philippines and symbols for love and honoring somebody, and I kind of stumbled upon this, and I will link it below if I find it again. But Sampaguita is a Spanish term which originates from Filipino words sumpa kita, which means I promise you. And needless to say, this flower has become a symbol of love, purity, devotion, dedication, strength, and fidelity. And I just resonated with that. I loved it, and it's perfect for how I created this thing to honor my mom and to promise her that I'm going to keep designing, keep searching for what I truly want to do in my life. It just it was a whole full circle, and I just love that. It's I promise you, so that's what Sampaguita means. And then creative was just I want, the biggest word I kept throwing around is that I want to be creative. I want to create. I want to keep making things, and I want it to encompass more than just illustrations, right? And so I didn't want it to be Sampaguita illustrations or Sampaguita art. I want it to be something I can create. I want it to also cover videos or anything else, any other formats. So I think creative is just mostly a good blanket for a lot of possibilities of future projects. What is the concept? What do I envision Sampaguita to be? What do I want it to do for other people? So the core of it is generational transfer of culture and traditions. If I imagine I have children, I would definitely want to introduce them to our culture and our traditions. And so I wanted to kind of create this space and make sure I kind of have that conversation, and continue to document and bring up things that are nostalgic for us, things that we've done growing up, things that were very Filipino, like things that you think are very like, that's so Filipino. Like, I want to find those moments and capture them, illustrate them, and put them on my website so that future generations can stumble upon this and use it as a resource, or as a tool. So that's just kind of like where initially my head started at, and still very much so. Like, I really hate to just sell to sell. I really don't want to just create to create. Like, I want to be purposeful, and I want to serve my Filipino community, and I feel like this is my way of doing that. I also know a lot of Filipinos are having families abroad, and I just want to offer up some resources, some educational resources for parents out there who want to teach their children how to continue to speak Tagalog or continue to learn about our traditions. So I want to be there and offer this kind of information for this type of audience out there. So hopefully in the future I have all the time in the world to just focus on creating all of these resources. I also want to do it in a way that's like sourced well. So I want to use a good reference for me to start drawing something. So if you have a book out there and you need pictures, link up with me, and maybe we can collaborate on something. The writing part is not my best suit, but the drawing part is my favorite part. So yeah, talk to me. It's very taboo to say that you're an artist. I think times are different now that the internet is around, but there's still some remnants of that feeling of like shame and fear whenever you say you're an artist. So that's also another thing, because I've experienced it myself. It's very close to me. I wanted to be the space that I needed when I was struggling, and so I want to incubate artists and help them grow and help them to be successful out there in the world. So hopefully someday I can kind of do some artist features and just kind of make noise for them, have a space for them to, set a stage for them to shine on. Like, that's the kind of community and platform I'd like to cultivate. Leaving the Philippines, having that loneliness and homesickness is just very tough, and it's hard to even shop for something that you can kind of resonate with and want to put up an art on your wall that just makes you feel like you're home. And so yeah, that's a big reason for the concept of Sampaguita. I want it to be something that brings comfort to the homesick Filipinos who are abroad, and to anyone who really just wants something to represent their childhood or life in the Philippines. Like, yes, this is the art for you. And then the other one is representation and mentorship. So for me, seeing successful people who look like me really helped me to think about success and how that's going to look like for me. So I'd like to foster some mentoring and just kind of create interviews of people Filipinos out there who are badass and are really successful, I want to feature you in my channel and, help other Filipinos out there, the young ones who are trying to write their stories and, try to become somebody. Maybe you can inspire them. And, that's definitely how I got inspired. I saw another Filipino who was a graphic design artist, and I was like, how cool. I want to be that person. And so, I want to kind of create that kind of possibilities for for the younger generation. So, send me a message if I can put you on my channel. Space for freedom. I really wanted to have a space to freely create what I want. I want to continue to drum up all of these ideas where I can help and serve my community better, inspire other Filipino artists to just create this space in the community here. Hopefully, I can continue to keep doing this YouTube channel so I can hopefully grow it into something that I can start inviting people to be on it and have conversations where we just kind of let ourselves be. So, that's what I want. Space for freedom. I thought of this idea overnight. I went for a walk and I saw a great egret, and this bird lives in Florida, like in the Keys. So it's very weird to find it here, and it's a little far from home for this bird. And so I was talking to this bird photographer that was there, and he was saying, like, it is very strange to see this bird here. This is a rare sighting. Like, you are so lucky to be able to witness this. And for me, that was like, as a spiritual person and grieving and all of these things, you start to kind of like feel the juju. And so I was thinking that was my mom visiting me and was kind of like guiding me. And I was looking up the definition for seeing a great white egret, and it said that wisdom is, just do it and wisdom will follow. And that was so crazy because I had the concept of Sampaguita already in my mind. And so it's like, oh my god, like, I'm gonna sit down tonight and I'm just going to just do it. I'm just gonna concept and ideate and see where it gets me. So I created the brand in a couple of hours, and then I decided for me to launch, I want to have an art collection to launch. Of course, like, I can't just have a website and it has nothing. And so the thing that it also was immediate, after I designed the logo, immediately I thought, if I think of home, I immediately think of my front yard and the flowers that surrounded me when I was trying to play kitchen and I was trying to just, play outside my house, which was all the time. I was surrounded by all of these flowers and I wanted to draw them. Flowers were the ones that I didn't have to overthink. Like, whenever I draw a flower, I would feel comfortable enough to just draw it. And so I was like, if I'm trying to like draw something fast, drawing a flower will be the best one. One is the concept I already love, and second, just execution wise, it's going to be pretty easy for me, and that's a story for another time. But I think there will have to be a part 2 of the brand design of Sampaguita Creative. But for now, this is just the concept and the idea of what I want Sampaguita Creative to be. Until then, I'm sorry, this is my first video. There's a lot of ad-libs there and just and blah, just bear with me. I want to continue to do this and do more of it, because I do get bored in my house and I love to talk, but there's nobody to talk to. So you're just gonna have to deal with me. But yeah, this is actually pretty good to be able to let it all out and, just talk about the things that are important to me. Comment down below, like this, subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!